I just found out my brother and my sister-in-law are my bio parents. I don't know how to deal with this. I, 18 female, just found out that my brother, 30 for male, and his wife, 32 female, are actually my bio parents a few weeks ago. My parents sat me down and my brother and his wife were there. I was nervous because they were all looking so serious. My brother spoke first and said he loves me. But when he and Kelly were young, they had no idea how to look after me as a baby. I was confused and wondering what the hell. Kelly then said that her parents kicked her out when they found out she was pregnant with me, and my parents took her in. I was stood up and swore at them because I guess I was in shock and denial. Kelly started crying and my dad told me to sit down and listen. My brother said that we struggled to be parents, and my parents offered to take care of me when they go off to college. When they came back, I had already bonded with my parents, and it was decided that they raise me, and I would be told who my actual parents were when I was older to understand why I was given to my parents. I lost it again and started crying and calling them all liars. I just ran out the house. I heard my dad yelling for me to come back. I ended up here at my best friend's house and told her what happened, and she was just comforting me. My parents did come, but my best friend's parents spoke to them and they left. I've been staying here. I feel so lost and confused. I've been lied to my whole life. They are all liars. I'm so very hurt. I can't stop crying. How do I deal with this pain? Top comments. Of course you're upset. What a shock. Take some time if you can stay with your best friend for a few days. Ask them to let your family know you are okay, but need some time to process this info. Use the time to care for yourself. You've had a shock. You need to look after yourself first and foremost. Rest, stay hydrated, eat well, and do things you enjoy. There's no need to make hasty decisions. This is actually fairly common. There will be people out there who know what you're going through and can give you some guidance. I don't know how to find them, but Google can probably help. Best wishes. They definitely did. However, Opie is 18 and having a hard time dealing with just the shock of this. But I would urge Opie to consider for a moment that her brother/bio dad and her sister-in-law/bio mum were both 2 years younger than her when dealing with an actual infant and homelessness. Sometimes you don't get to make perfect choices and have to settle for just finding solutions that best cover the needs of all parties involved. Opie, assuming that you were raised in a loving, nurturing environment and your bio dad and mum were not completely absent. When the shock wears off a bit, I would encourage you to try to have a calmer conversation with your family. Finding out if your mum and dad, grandparents, legally adopted you is also important, just so you're aware of any potential legal ramifications with things like financial aid or even inheritance rights. Absent that, at the end of the day, you still get a say in how you feel about your parents and bio parents, and how you want to move forward with family dynamics in the future, and you don't have to rush into making any decisions about it. Best of luck. I'm so sorry. When I was about 13, in 58 now, so I don't remember exactly how old I was, my father told me my mother wasn't my mother. This explained a lot about my life, about how my mother's family, my father had no family, treated me. They weren't mean to me, but there was definitely something going on. So everyone I knew as my family were not really related to me. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. And everyone knew but me. Anyway, it was a shock. My parents, all three of them I guess, are long dead. But there are still effects. I feel like I come from nowhere as my father never spoke much about his life, and I never met anyone from his family, and he died when I was 16. I met my birth mother when I was 28, but she was a stranger to me and remained so. My mother who raised me died around this time. My birth mother is also dead. Your parents and grandparents were wrong to keep this from you. They did it out of love, but a person, you, has a right to know who they are and where they come from. I suggest getting a therapist and talk to your family about this a lot. Work through it together. They didn't mean to hurt you. That matters.